bloody hell. Hello! Right, I am going to do a nice little MotoVlog here. Nice little MotoVlog on riding back to my parents' house from work. So I'm going from, I don't know, Crawley somewhere. Excuse me, round to Buckinghamshire. Which would be about an hour on the M25. Unfortunately, I am on a 125. As such, it's about 2.5 hours on A and B roads. I've got a mate with me who's currently behind me because I am pretending I know where I'm going and he just doesn't know where he is. He came down from where my parents live to here to meet me so that we could ride back together, because he's just got himself a Hornet, 600 Hornet, and fancied a kind of a long ride somewhere. And obviously if I'd just ridden 2.5 hours back, I wouldn't really be up for a long ride, so he's come down to meet me. We're riding up, so he's behind me, and yes, and there's a plane. There is a plane. Fucking now. Yeah. You don't see that every day, yeah. That's what happens when you, well, that's Gatwick Airport, so. Yes, and there's a plane spotter. Sad, strange little man. Good. Right, I just had a brown trouser moment. I pulled out onto the slightly more main country road than the country road I was on at the time. Cancelled my indicator, rode on for a bit. Yeah, thought I'd cancel my indicator, came up to there's a road coming out from the left, guy in a 4x4 waiting to pull out. Apparently I hadn't fully cancelled my indicator, so he thought I was turning left into the road he was pulling out of and basically went to pull out. Yeah, so I jammed on the anchors and started having a go at him, and then he sort of went, "Oh, but your indicator's on." I went, "Oh. Touché, sir, touché." Suffice it to say, I am now cancelling my indicators about 4 times. The fuck is going on? This is such a clusterfuck, like everyone's doing something stupid. When the rich wage war, it's the poor who die. Fuck! That guy didn't even look, he just went. Nothing hugely exciting is happening. Warpleston, that's quite exciting. Hello. Didn't say hello back. He doesn't like me. He doesn't like me. I'm so unloved. So, I might tell you a little story about a friend of mine. Guy who's currently riding behind me. We went to school together, and then we went to uni together by sheer coincidence. We actually we both applied for university. I was doing mechanical engineering, he was doing chemical engineering, and yeah, we both applied to university, and then found out kind of after the, not obviously not after the fact as in after university, but after applications had all gone through, and after we'd both been confirmed places, that we were both going to Edinburgh. And it just weirdly, despite being mates for I don't know about 2-3 years prior to going to uni, we just neither of us had mentioned it to the other one, despite you know, final year of school pretty much that being the only thing that anyone talked about. Buki is is one of his friends. I'm sure everyone's got one, and if you haven't, then it's because it's you, who is just, he's like a bastard. Like, he's a nice bloke, but he's just a bit of a bastard, and he would do stuff on purpose to wind you up, and you know, you kind of find yourself quite frustrated with him a lot of the time, but in a kind of jokey, funny way. And he took, during university, he got very good at cock blocking me, so I'd be chatting to some girl in a bar or in a club or the house flat party type thing or something like that, and he'd just walk over and say something that he knew would just ruin any semblance of dignity I had. And oh god, it was so annoying. And the worst one by far was, we'd had a drunken conversation at some point about whales, not the country, the animal. So we'd been talking about whales, and he's saying that he'd love to be a whale because it'd be friggin' hilarious to swim quietly up behind a submarine and then just do the whale song thing right next to it, because because it just freaked the shit out of everyone on this submarine, especially the poor blokes listening to the sonar. Right, so what he took to doing, this friend of mine, was what I don't know if I actually ever said it to him, this is what I called it, but I just called it drive-by whaling. So I'd be chatting to some girls or whatever, and he'd just walk past me, and in the process of walking past me, just as he was at just that right point where I could hear him, he'd just go "Argh!" And obviously because I knew what was going on, I would crease up laughing, and no one would have a clue what the fuck was going on except for him, and by that point he was long gone. And he wouldn't acknowledge me at all, and I'd just be like, what the fuck? And so many people, girls particularly, just thought I was a lunatic, because some bloke would walk past, make a strange noise, and I'd just crease myself laughing.